It's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, YK Inter building.
Joe, good morning.
How
Good
you
morning.
doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Very well.
You can see that you're going for...
I'm going for an event today.
Event
Final,
today?
final burial rites for my auntie's husband.
Okay.
There.
Okay. Okay, me, I don't have gist, though. I'm just here.
I like your color. It's really cute on you.
Peach.
Is that peach? Yeah. I was gonna
You know
say.
these shoes I'm wearing? I've had them for years and I've never worn them.
Can
you
let me see.
Wow,
I
they're so
didn't even
beautiful.
notice. Oh,
You
those are
forgot them.
cute.
You know, I
was
forgot
your-
them.
I wish I was your size, YK.
You know,
Wallahi.
and I just found them and now they've started peeling. I'm like, yeah, and I never wore this shoe. I will wear it.
These shoes, actually, I just remember my
peeling or
cousin
not
actually got
peeling?
these shoes for me in the UK. Very pretty, nice shoes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow,
pink,
so
nice.
pretty.
Oh, let me thank you for the
Ah,
shoes.
are your toes painted?
Yeah,
Hey,
YK.
Mariah, you are going nuclear. You are going nuclear.
How you doing, Nima Jare? My YK.
Fine, oh, okay. I had this on Monday. So who determines which kind of card you carry, the bank or you? So as a bank account holder, can't you just walk into the bank and say, I want a Visa, Master, or Verve, or whichever of the cards that is in operation?
Oh, really? I didn't know you had that choice.
Bank now told me, they gave me Visa and it expired. We no longer give that card here. You have to use a Verve. I have different accounts with different cards for a reason. Can I get a Visa?
I never knew that we could choose. Oh.
They don't give you that
I don't
choice
know
here.
if you can
I didn't
choose.
know you could choose.
It's a blue bank. The branch in Trade Fair. The pregnant woman just looked at me. That's what we have. And if you don't want it, I cannot help you. And I'm an account holder. Me, if I just did the go house because she's pregnant. Because the drama will not happen.
So are you saying that you can ask for either the
You can ask
Visa
for
or
the card
Mastercard?
that you want.
They don't give you options anymore. They give you what they
They
have.
now insist on the card you carry.
Yeah.
When the central bank is trying to say that you cannot carry cash again, it's only,
Exercise.
and then the banks don't even
And they are
have.
restricting you.
Anyways,
Still
know how
talking
far.
about
How you doing?
banks. Yes.
our bank
So
is our target this month.
yes. So I don't know what's happening to GTB. They've been taking people's
I don't
money.
mention their names now.
No,
You're in
because
bank.
this woman has written to the CBN already. Money has been missing from her account. So she has written, in fact, we drafted a letter together in my bedroom 2 days ago and sent it to the CBN. Yesterday, we were still talking about it when another money missed from the account. And everybody has been complaining around. I said I was going to bring it to their attention. I don't know what's happening. I think they need to sort it out at the back end with their technical team. Money is missing from different accounts. I have a friend who has written to the CBN already. The matter has been on since August. And I said I was going to talk about it. For someone like me, it may miss and I don't pay attention. I may not
The
even know
banks
that
are
money is
also
missing.
suffering the exodus in Canada.
Yes.
Most of their technical staff have gone. They don't know what to do. They are now inviting Indians to handle most of their tech job. And these people,
You can't categorically
let me
say
finish
that
what
now.
I'm
That's
saying.
what's happening. Oh.
The language difference is affecting all of us. So the banks should wake
not
up.
all the banks.
should wake
and,
up.
One or two banks.
and start making it more. They should start to reduce the terms of their employment and allow people to, those strict
What's it
one
Nima
income
saying?
basis.
You that you go to another person's country, you have a Nigerian accent. They always complain about you, but so in India comes to your country, you're not complaining.
But it's
And people's money
affecting
is
them
saving.
now.
Eh,
When we
but
go
it's
there,
affecting
we
those
can
ones
have
too
easily get productive.
told you we can-
This thing is affecting banks. We see that BC is saying it has been happening
Nigerians.
for
A lot
the
of people
past
are
few
complaining.
years.
Yes.
They can't get their
Yeah, I've
tech
never seen any
department
India in any of the
together.
Nigerian banks. So.
Two of my younger brothers are tech
Yeah,
guys. They just resigned
I have
overnight.
never seen any
And
Indian
travel.
I was
in
see-
Nigerian
In
banks.
fact, they just
I'm not
resigned
looking for
overnight.
them, so maybe because I'm not looking for
You
them,
won't
I've
even
not.
pay attention.
You will not see
You
them.
won't know, yeah.
But me, I know
Let's
that
move
this
on.
one about removing money from accounts.
It's been happening, Abi.
Let us move on a bit.
They should do something about
No,
it.
we need to
Anybody-
find a
anybody
way
can
to
grab
bash
back.
Nigerian
Don't
bank.
mind that.
We'll be right back. I'm
Mariah is shutting us up.
true now. We'll be right back. Please go on a break.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're going to start with the nation. Minister, states to blame for rising poverty and hardship. Oshomole, PDP, a house divided against itself. Wike takes on governor over derivation payments. Lagos doctor remanded over rape. Mother beheads daughter. Osho Assembly dares Adeleke. INEC, PVC mandatory for voting in 2023 general elections, obviously. Schools to adopt mother tongue as medium of instruction. Tinubu for Chatham House talks on security and economy. Let me start with Governor Wike, my favorite governor after Governor Sanwo-Olu. So, he was saying yesterday concerning remember he was saying, I think a few weeks ago, he was talking about that he was thanking President Buhari for releasing the 13% derivation to the riverine states, the Niger Delta states. Now, he has released it since 1999, since all the ones the government has owed them since 1999, he paid it all up, and he was able to use that money to do renal center, cardiovascular center, so many things he built with that. So, of course, one of his other counterparts from, I think, Bayelsa State was saying that the cost of doing 3 kilometers in Bayelsa is like 50, you can do 15 flyovers. So they shouldn't compare what somebody is doing in their own state to what he's doing in his own state. Governor Wike now replied, is it my fault that you cannot use your money? Yeah, explain that. I did my own. I built flyovers. I built us in the same riverine area. How is your own special from? He didn't mention the name of the governor, but some governor was saying that it's not the same riverine area. What is different in your own riverine area? Me, I built my own. Is it my fault that you're not able to build? I just love Governor Wike.
So between the two of them, the Minister for States for Budget and Planning, Clement Agba, has replied to all the governors. He says that they are responsible for the rising poverty in the land. He said that they've not been doing complementary projects to complement the social intervention initiatives of the federal government. That most of these governors are conveniently building flyovers to nowhere, rather than building rural roads to assist farmers. So he said the multidimensional level of poverty that we are experiencing across the country could have been ameliorated if we have commensurate development. So, for instance, a farmer in Sokoto, according to him, 70% of the poor people are not in the rural areas, are not in the urban areas. They're farmers, they're low-income earners, but nothing has been done in those areas. Governors in most states are majorly doing projects that you call legacy projects. Things that you can see what we did for you in 8 years, rather than see what can really change the people's lives. I sort of agree with Clement Agba, because Sanusi and Ganduje had this back and forth on where development needed to be on, in the areas where people would easily change their lives. But it was happening in the major cities, and the governor would say, I've done my work, you can see my work. But the real people are still in the poverty level where you met them as governor. You've not really changed their lives.
He says that 70% of the people live in rural areas, 90% of what we eat comes from them, and only 60% of what they produce is what we get in the market. So, but Edo answered him. Edo and Akwa Ibom answered him. Maybe it's, the state you are talking about. It's not
from
our
Edo
own
State.
state.
Okay, let's move on to another story.
So, police in Cross River State yesterday confirmed that a woman had been taken into custody after killing her young daughter. Blessing Enoch is the woman in question, 25 years old, and it was said that she beheaded the child. The daughter was about 10 years of age. So it was another of her child that saw her washing away the machete, blood-stained machete, and, raised an alarm, and then the police has taken her into custody. They are saying they will be charged to court. They have not explained to us.
She's at the time of,
yes, and the daughter is 10. Yes, you can imagine how that. Yes. Then another quick story. The police yesterday arraigned in Osun State's monarch, Elegboro of Ijebu-Jesha, Oba Olufemi, 65, with 9 others before a magistrate court in Ijebu-Jesha over alleged arson and destruction of a shrine. So they said they went into this particular shrine and destroyed it. And since January 2017, they are also set fire on different buildings and a proposed University of Agriculture that was supposed to be built in Ijebu-Jesha. They also destroyed about 2 tractors, 1 Caterpillar truck loader valued over 3 billion. These are some of the things that they have committed, and so they've been charged to court, and the matter has been adjourned to February 6th.
Okay, let's move on quickly now to Punch. Fuel scarcity, no planned price hike, says federal government. Queues spread. Adeleke alleges Osun government vehicles missing, issues ultimatum. Ondo hunter mistakes man for antelope, shoots him dead. Aisha Buhari Twitter critic remanded in prison. INEC gears up for election in Northeast, deploys beavers. Government pays ASU November salary, withholds arrears. Downs back FG policy on mother tongue teaching. And FG blames governors for rising poverty. Edo, Akwa Ibom differ. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I'd like the Aisha story, or which one do you want to take? Aisha or Aisha Buhari story, or
Go ahead.
Okay, the 500 level student has been remanded in prison. He was arraigned in court on Tuesday, and the name of the guy is Aminu Adamu, and they said that he intentionally opened between May. Sometime between May and June, he intentionally opened a Twitter handle and named Aminu Alai Catalyst and screenshots an image of the president's wife and wrote in Hausa language, which I can't read the Hausa, but translated says, Mama has embezzled monies meant for the poor to satisfaction, and posted the same on his Twitter handle. So he's been committed under the section 391, he's been charged, 391 of the Penal Code. This was carried with by radio, TV broadcasting station in Hausa yesterday. The lawyer says that he wasn't given access to him, that for 5 days, since the November 25th, he had been trying to get him. They said the court would come on Wednesday, but they took him on Tuesday, and he's asked for bail because his ward is about to write exams. His client is about to write exams, and they
haven't responded.
They haven't responded to that. He's now in.
So they're waiting for the court, actually. The court says that they're going to review the presentation of the police of the charges to how they're going to release his bill or something like that. So
whoever is in charge of the press and media for the First Lady should do something. You know, this story has been trending since over the weekend about how she, on her instruction, she sat over his abduction and torture, and then his family tried to reach out to her. His uncle had, talked to the press. Punch carried that story, and on Twitter, everybody's calling her name. So her press and media should give her side of the story, so that we can know whether there's balance.
So it's important we balance it out, because
if she doesn't balance,
strong allegations.
Because there are strong allegations against her, one, and two, she's being very quiet
about it. So you can interpret anyway. You can interpret like I don't send you people.
Yeah,
and you can also
they accuse her husband of the same. So people are saying this is iron fist in a democratic regime. It's not fair.
Moving on now to Punch.
Yes, they have a story.
Oh, we're still in Punch, actually. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so the Ondo State Police Command had arrested a hunter, Sunday Olubushade, for allegedly shooting a yet-to-be-identified man to death in the bush at Oni Kerosene community in Ondo East Local Government area of the state. So according to the story, Olubushade said he was hunting in the bush when he saw an antelope, and then he shot the antelope. All of a sudden, the antelope turned to a human being. Oh. And he quickly reported the matter to the police because he didn't understand what happened. So he's been taken into custody.
Himself.
He reported himself now because he saw an antelope, shot an antelope, and then an antelope became a human being. Yeah, so he took the matter to the police because he didn't understand what was going on.
Which I think was very honorable.
Very honorable of him. And so they should find out. I don't know how they're going to investigate spiritual things, but this is now.
You can be mistaken.
You would think a human being is an antelope.
No. Maybe he has eye problem. You don't know.
They should check, please. This is a mistake. It's just painful.
The federal government has issued a new national language policy for all primary schools. So according to the Minister for Education, Adamu, henceforth going forward, all primary schools will be teaching in the mother tongue of their pupils going forward till they get to primary 6. And by the time they get to GS1 to 3, they start to mix the languages with English. And he himself, very laudable initiative, but he admitted himself that this implementing the new policy is not more.
Not easy. Even in Lagos, finding Yoruba teachers today is extremely difficult, even in their schools. So yes, they teach Yoruba, but it's difficult to find enough Yoruba teachers across all the
It's
schools.
not only that. What of the books? Which book would they use?
will
Yeah, but they
But
convert-
they
said
have books,
so
so his
in-
teaching
we've
is
been
a
said
yes,
Yes, but in fairness to him, he said
the
this is
books
going
will
to
be in
take
maths,
a while.
they will be in science,
Yes,
they will be
yes.
in everything, not just...
It's going to take a while. They are going to be working on it, you know, and I really applaud this. If they will be diligent enough to work on it, because we hear this announcement and everybody goes back to
That's what
status
we
quo.
spend for.
Yeah.
And it's not just Yoruba.
Yeah.
Do you know how many
10 years.
languages around
Yeah,
Nigeria?
No,
I would
each
really love to
year.
be
So
taught
it's
in my
pretty
language.
technical.
It's achievable.
Very, very
It's
achievable.
achievable.
It needs a lot of discussion,
Yes.
brainstorming.
It's a lot of
Brainstorming. They need a
money.
lot of experts in
Yes.
education so that the textbooks
of
are not
money.
just
See,
reading and
that's
writing
why
on the
I
board.
said governance is not about great ideas.
Yeah.
Anybody can come and campaign great ideas.
Yeah.
Implementation is a whole different
Different
ballgame.
game. You need
Exactly.
experts.
Giving me ideas are great, but the ideas don't trip me. This is a
Exactly.
fantastic
Yeah,
idea.
it
But who's
is.
going to implement it is a whole different
Exactly.
ballgame.
There's this-
Because
there's
we
even
are
the
talking
issue.
of books.
Yeah.
Books in all these languages.
Training of
Yes.
teachers.
We have
If you want to speak
professionals that
language
will
to the
do
children,
it.
their
too.
parents speak
it's not
English.
our
We they employ them to
It's
do
not
this
our
job.
hobby.
Children that their parents don't
It's
speak
good
English.
because
So it's not a marketplace. Let's move on, please.
our
We have
children
to move
will
on.
learn the languages, which is a good thing.
Let's
But
move on, please.
How far?
Daily Sun, Daily Sun. Governors have no power to stop rallies of opponents, says IG. Governors neglecting fight against poverty, but preferring to build flyovers, airports instead. Ohaneze insists on Peter Obi flays insecurity on Southeast. NNPC blames fuel scarcity on bad roads repairs in Lagos. All marketers disagree. Abdulrazak Bello Bagudu Ikpeazu presents 187.4 billion and other budgets to budget proposals to the House. INEC counts losses from incessant attacks, gives way out, and Owerri leaders back Uzodinma for second term. Okay, which story are we taking in Daily Sun?
So let me take the ASU story quickly. So members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities are saying that they may embark on no pay, no work if the federal government continues to insist on not paying them by withholding their 8-month salary. This was said by the national president, Professor Emmanuel Osedeke. And he said that this is very unfair because the federal government, first of all, took them to court, and they had not gotten the verdict of the court before the court ordered them to go back to the classrooms while they deliberate on the issues. While they're still deliberating on the issues, the federal government went ahead to pay the half salaries that they did in October. And so they did not even pay attention to how the process is supposed to go with the court. So they are not the ones that took the federal government to court. So it was the federal government that took ASU to court. And yet they are the ones paying them half salary without waiting for verdict. That's one. Secondly, they said some of them have received their November salaries and it was paid in full. Some aspects of the ASU were saying that they have received their salary that it didn't seem like it was paid in full because they compared it to what they received in February and it's totally different. However, they are all going to be having their NEC meeting very soon and then they will decide what will happen if they will go back to strike or insist on no pay, no work for the students.
Well, NNPC have come to give us one, I don't understand it. The NNPC Executive Vice President downstream, Mr. Adeyemi Adetunju, while addressing press, said that, the road constructions around Lagos are the reason for the recent queues in Lagos. He said that there are road infrastructure projects going on around Apapa and access roads, which causes the challenges that we are experiencing right now, which is the cause of the scarcity, according to him. But I like that IPMAN, as national president of IPMAN, Debo Ahmed, quickly said no, it's the inability of the NNPC to import commensurate products to meet the country's present needs. That is the cause of it. And that as it is now, all the ex-depot price has left the regulated price of 148, and they are now selling at 207 per litre to 217 naira per litre, respectively. And also, it's saddening that, the head of the NNPC does not understand what Apapa is and what Ijego is. As we speak now, you will find trucks lined up all the way to Kirikiri. They are experiencing the Oshodi. But the roads in a Mara road is being constructed right now. And the depot in Ijegu is causing so much hardship. I can't believe this morning from my house, I have not reached Alakija by 7 a.m. And it's been like that for over a month, trying to meet this need. And you come and say the roads are being constructed, and that's the excuse.
Okay, let's
He says that they have enough fuel. They have clinical billion.
They don't have.
That's
about
what
30.
the
Ipman have said they don't
I don't
have.
know, just-
They don't
this is
have.
what I'm telling you what
Do what the
it says.
papers
Based on what we are experiencing.
we are reporting the papers now. That's what our job is. Just tell what the paper said. So,
2 billion liters.
let me take another story. What the governors, the Inspector General of Police was represented by his deputy, Inspector General, Dan Dwara Mustafa. He was saying that they've been receiving lots of complaints from the political parties, and it's quite unfortunate that many commissioners of police within the state are not supporting other parties to do their rallies properly. And he has instructed all the commissioners of police across the state to give equal support and security to various parties that want to do rallies across the state. He said that it's quite disturbing and unfortunate that they must change. He said all the political parties are complaining. It's not only for APC or PDP or Labour Party or ABGA. Unfortunately, also we are thinking of these 4 major guys. But the other parties to say nobody's allowing us to do rallies. So please, the Inspector General of Police has instructed directly that all Commissioner of Police to ensure that there's equality amongst all parties. We have about 18 various parties running for, I would say 18 or 19 presidential candidates. 18. So we should give them equal opportunities. Let's move on quickly now to Vanguard. Adeleke Oyetola quarrel and fresh over handover procedure. Hold governors responsible for high poverty levels, says Minister. FEC approves compulsory mother tongue in instruction in primary schools. Court remands Aisha Buhari's critic in Suleja prisons. Plateau CSOs raise alarm over alleged 84,000 underage registered voters. 2023, I'm seeking re-election based on performance, says Sanwo-Olu. Drama, a celebrity kidnapper, John Leon, other plead not guilty. Despite attacks, will recover, says INEC chairman. And we may start no pay, no work, ASU president says. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, John Leon yesterday was arraigned and he pleaded not guilty. But while they were trying to get him back to prison, because the court had ordered that he be remanded in prison, but the police wanted to get him back to police custody till the order was, effective. And he started shouting that his health is being affected. He's running. He started resisting, but they were able to force him into the police van eventually. He said, drama. This case we've not seen the end of this case. Certainly we have not.
Okay, any other stories? So, yeah, go ahead, Waki.
The Adeleke handover, Adeleke and Oyetola, apparently they were supposed to hand over to the Adeleke regime, but administration, sorry, and but according to the Adeleke administration, that they didn't hand over. But Oyetola is saying, no, we called them. We called them to hand over. We called them on the 23rd, that we wrote a letter that they should come on the 27th to come, but nobody came. They sent us a message that we should hand over to the PAMSEC. Then the Adeleke guy now comes, hey, that's not how. That we have written to them since 2 months ago. We told them that we want to hand over. They didn't answer us. Who does that? They now answered us just a few days to their
inauguration.
Due to their leaving office.
Okay.
That come and collect. We said, no, we can't come and collect. At 2 p.m., you come and we have to check all the records, check everything. No, that give it to the PAMSEC. This is a handover letter. Give it to the PAMSEC. That is what happened. So I just said.
And they just
Interesting.
We have to move on. But Governor Sanwo-Olu has officially flagged off his campaign for the re-election. It's called A Greater Lagos Arising. Imagine, said they had a team about 4 a.m. They had this laser branded across the state. About, I think it was at 3rd Mainland Bridge, across riverine areas. They had mascots, campaign mascots, all cladded with all the various branded and saying to flag off the official launching. And the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotoso, said Governor Sanwo-Olu is running on records for a greater infrastructure for development of Lagos State. And it's urging residents to be ready because they're going to get more reward for the hard work. So I'm happy that they flagged up, and we hope that they all have a smooth campaign throughout the election.